Hey everyone, in today's video, I'll show you how to create a job application form using the Quizmaker plugin for WordPress. Now, Quizmaker is normally used for building quizzes, tests, and surveys, but it's actually just flexible enough to create a job application too. And let's see how that looks like. First things first, what we notice is that there is the logo, the title, and the description of the job application. And then after reading the description, we click Start, and what we notice is key responsibilities and qualifications. Over here, we have added a question to ask the person's name. And as you can see, there's also the timer, which I forgot to mention at the very start. Over here, the user has to write their email, so let's do that. And of course, the phone number. And then we click Next. Over here, you can see that one of the questions is asking, which of the following tools have you used? And we can click all that we have used, let's say, hypothetically, and then we click Next. And then there's a question that's asking, what are your 3 strong qualities? And then let's answer to that question as well. And then you click Next. Here we can upload our CV, so let's do that. And after doing that, let's see results. And there's the message stating that if you're further interested, contact us via email. So this is the quiz, and this is how the form and job application looks like. Now let me show you how the quiz was actually created and where do the results go after its completion. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is, of course, install and activate the plugin. That is very self-explanatory. And then the next thing that you want to do is actually create questions. So you move to the questions over here in the left bar. And if you do not have any questions, you're going to click Add New. And here are all the questions I already created for that particular job application. The first thing that you noticed in my quiz was after the job description, there was the section for key responsibilities and qualifications. For that part, I have used the question type called Info Banner. What I did was just simply write down the responsibilities and the qualifications that are required of that job. And what I did was just add that as Info Banner. So basically, this isn't a question that necessarily requires any answer. It is to give information. The next thing we noticed was the name, email, and the phone number. So for the name and the email, I used the question type short text, and I simply wrote down the email. And for phone number, I have used question type numbers. After that, there was a simple input question, which was what are your 3 strong qualities? And for that, I have used simply the text. There was a question about which of the following tools you have used. And for that, I have used the checkbox that allows you to choose multiple options. After inserting the question, I also added the choices so that the user can choose. And the last one was attaching your CV or resume. And for that, I have used the question type upload file. Over here, you can also specify what type of files that you want to receive, the size of the file, etc. And after doing all of that, what I did was create quiz. To do that, I would move to quizzes over here again. And if I don't have any, I'm going to click Add New. So over here, we can see that I added the title. I inserted a logo, which means that you can insert your own logo. You can match it to your brand and to your company, to your style. Over here, I added a little bit of description of what this form is actually. And then I inserted the questions. To do that, you're just simply going to click Insert Questions, select those, and then click Insert Questions. About customizing it to your own style, over here you can choose whatever pre-made theme that you want. You can, of course, change it by the colors. You have the full responsibility and creative freedom over here to do whatever you desire with the customization. But throughout the quiz, you also notice that I have added a timer, limitation per user, and a result message at the end that stated that if you're further interested, you can contact us. So in order to include a message like the one at the end, what I did was simply type a message over here in the result settings for the result message. And for limitations, I moved to limitation user, and I ticked this box that says maximum number of attempts per user, and the attempt count was only 1. For the time limitation, what I did was just enabling the timer over here, and I wrote down the 15 minutes in seconds. So that is in detail about how I specifically created that job application. After completing all of that, all you have to do is publish it. And to publish it, you would either do that with a short code, or you would move to the page that you want to insert that into. You would click on it, and then you would click the plus icon. And what you would do is you can pass the short code over here. Or what you would do is that you would choose the plus icon again, or you can look up Quizmaker and then select a certain quiz. It says you already passed this quiz because of the limitation that I put at the very start, but then you would click Publish. However, after the users apply for the job, where do the results go? To check all of those, you're going to go back to your dashboard, and over here in the Quizmaker, you're going to click Results on the left sidebar menu, and then you can click on one of the submissions, and then you can click on Detailed Report to access their answers, and then you can download their resume that they have uploaded and take a more detailed look. And that is all on how you can create a job application with Quizmaker. Thank you so much for watching the video till the end. If you still have any questions, don't be shy, drop them down in the comment section. See you next time.